Yo, what's going on, Figure Fiends? It's your boy, Mr. Action, back at you with another episode of Packed In Action Figure Reviews, where we give you that action that's packed in. And on today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends series Gamerverse Captain America and Venom, based off of the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 video game. And this has actually been one of the most anticipated 2-packs that I have been looking forward towards. And I am very happy that I was able to find this guy at Walmart. I grabbed him up so quickly as soon as I seen him, because I do understand that this is probably a very highly desirable 2-pack for a lot of you collectors. So very happy to have had him. This Captain America is arguably one of the best Captain Americas that we've had from what I am hearing, and this Venom figure is a really cool figure to have too. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a closer look at these guys. And ladies and gentlemen, here we have Captain America and Venom, and believe the hype is most definitely real. This Captain America is definitely the bee's knees. This is arguably the best Captain America that Hasbro has released. With this new Captain America, we do have the additional added butterfly joints, which is something that has been long overdue for a Captain America. And with those butterfly joints, we are able to get them posed up in some very nice dynamic poses. Along with those butterfly joints, we have finally been awarded a nice yelling head for this Captain America, which has been long overdue. I do believe that this is our only yelling classing head sculpt that we have for a classic Cap. Apart from the exceptional Captain America, we also do have the long awaited blue Venom, and I know a lot of people have been long awaiting this guy, as he is our first official blue Marvel Venom, and it came out really good, man. I'm really liking this 2-pack. Hasbro definitely did a good job. I did wish, however, that we probably did get a little bit more accessories with the Venom, as in the video game there are a lot of different move sets where, you know, Venom has all these crazy symbiotic creatures coming out of him and stuff like that. But beggars can't be choosers. For what this 2-pack is, I think it's really great. So without further ado, let's take a closer look and let's get active. Now jumping over into the aesthetics, starting off with the Captain America. This is arguably the best Captain America that Hasbro has released for their Marvel Legend figures, and I can honestly say that I am very pleased to have it. Now, when the figure was first initially released and I did see the promotional images, I didn't really see too much of a difference until I took a closer look, and I realized that this Captain America did not have the chain link armor that he normally does have, and because of that, we were able to get this additional butterfly joints, which really does add to a lot of the dynamic posability of this figure. And man, I am very pleased that they went in that direction. But starting off with this head sculpt, man, we get the same head sculpt that we've had previously for the Secret Wars Captain America, as well as the 20th anniversary Captain America. And I always like this stoic face. I think it came out really good. And man, you know, taking it here, taking a look at the detail, then moving it down over here into the actual costume itself, we can see a closer look here at the chest plate of Captain America. And because we don't have the chain link mail, we actually get to see a lot more muscular definition. And I think that, you know, this is perhaps one of the most brolic Captain Americas we've had. And you know, with the chain link mail, unfortunately it does you know, hide the muscular definition of Captain America. So, you know, it is really nice to see, you know, a really jacked Captain America just ready for whatever. And taking a look here, a closer look at the star, we do see that it is kind of skewed out, and that is actually accurate to the source material. I know some people might not really like that, but that is not a QC issue. That's actually accurate. Then coming down over here to the side of the arms, I do notice that there is a slight variation in the color of the blue on the triceps, but it's not too noticeable. But if you do look closely, you can kind of see it. Then taking a look here at his gloves, we do have some wrinkle work on there. We do have his fist. Then moving down over here to his belt, we do have the silver metallic paint on there, as well as the black paint to go around for the actual belt itself. Then over here, taking a look at the middle portion of Cap, we do have that nice red, and it does go flush around. So we're going ahead, taking a look at the back of the figure, we do see the same thing. We do get a nice star and a very nice muscular defined back here too as well. Then taking a look at the back of the legs, we do have some more wrinkle work inside of the bottom of the jeans. and over here on the sides as well. Coming over here to the front, we do have a little bit more wrinkle work here inside of the upper thighs, and coming down here to the legs, we do get a lot more muscular definition, man. And man, I really do like the sculpt for this figure. You know, taking a look at the 20th anniversary, I do believe that there are some similarities, but I do believe there are some subtle differences. Then coming down here to the boots, we also do have, you know, not that much detail as far as wrinkle work, but still nice boost definitely to have. And overall, man, this is a very nice Captain America, man. I like the way that it's sculpted. I like the way that it looks. Definitely, arguably the best Captain America that Hasbro has released. Now jumping over into the articulation of the figure, starting off with the head, it is on a hinge, so we do have the ability to look all the way up, and we can also look all the way down, so a very good range of motion. Unfortunately, we don't really have that much tilt going side to side. As far as the arms, we can get them all the way out to get that nice T-man pose. He also does have bicep swivel as well as butterfly joints that go this far out, and they do reach this far in. If we do the little shoulder trick, we can actually get him to go as such. So very nice range of motion with those added butterfly joints. Very happy to have those. He also does have double jointed elbows, which go past the 90-degree mark, which is really nice. And then he also does have wrist hinges that go all the way up as so, and all the way down as such. Then coming down over here to the ab crunch, we do get the ability to go about this far, which is not really the best range of motion, but as far as going back, he can lean quite far, as you can see. Unfortunately, no pivoting to the side. I really wish that Hasbro would start implementing a ball waisted joint, especially due to the design of how Captain America's costume is set up. It would really make a lot of sense to do that. Then coming down over here to the waist, he is able to go 360 degrees. Coming down to the legs, he can kick this far up, which is really high for Captain America, and he can kick about that far back, not quite the most. Then he can get some really nice splits going, so I really do like that he can get that. Then as far as knees, we do have double jointed knees. Due to the boots, he can't get boot to butt. He does also have hinges on his foot that go all the way down, they go all the way up this much, and they also go side to side. So very nice articulation. Very happy to have those added butterfly joints, and you know, those butterfly joints really make a difference in this Captain America, man. You can get a lot more dynamic poses going for your figures, and when you start to take your action figure photography, man, you're going to be very pleased with the results that you get. Very pleased with the articulation on this guy. Now moving along over into the accessories, what's Captain America without his shield? And I'm really digging this shield here. I do like the bright red colors and the blue, and I feel like it does match up with Cap's costume very well. The only thing that I did notice is that this shield does happen to be a little bit smaller than shields that we've previously had before. So just to kind of give you guys a comparison, here is the 20th anniversary Captain American shield, the one that had that holes that a lot of people didn't like, but it's kind of grown on me over time. But as you can see, this shield does happen to be a quite tad bit bigger, so that is something to notate. But along with that Captain American shield, we also do have the shield effect piece here that I think is really cool, man. Taking a closer look, we can see the action hit lines on there, and you know, if you're very creative, you can actually use it as a ground impact piece if you know you're knocking somebody down into the ground. So I am very happy that they did include that. Additionally, we also do have these double thumbs up hands, and you know, personally, I kind of wish that we would have gotten a little bit more dynamic hands. But let's be real, oftentimes with a lot of Captain America hands, we do often get a lot of dynamic hands, but it's nice to have ones that we rarely ever do get. And then last but not least, we also do have this head sculpt here, and I'm really liking the energy. I like the way that this came out. I believe this is one of the very few yelling faces that we have for a classic Cap, and I really like the way how it came out. I'm definitely gonna have him posed up with this head mainly in my display, but I feel like this is long overdue. But I do like the sculpt, I do like the paint work. It came out very clean, and the digital printing on there, man, Hasbro is really doing their stuff, man. So there goes your accessories for your Captain America. Now jumping over into the aesthetics with the blue Venom, I really am digging this figure, man. I really honestly didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I do, and I can honestly say that I probably like it more than the comic Venom, which, you know, I'm just talking a whole bunch of BS because I don't even have the comic Venom. But this figure, man, I'm really digging this, man. Starting off with the source material accuracy, you know what I'm saying? I think that Hasbro did a pretty good job at the execution of it. It could be argued that it could be on a bigger buck with the proportions and stuff like that, but you know, from a business standpoint, it would only make sense that Hasbro would definitely reutilize the comic classic version of Venom that was just released. But I am really liking it, and I do think it is a great use of it. Starting off, taking a look at the head sculpt, man, Hasbro really did a good job of capturing the Marvel vs. Capcom underbite that this Venom has, man, and I've always been a fan of it. And then taking a look here, closer look at the head sculpt with the tongue, man, we do see that it's not just soft, smooth plastic. There actually is some texture in there, and then we also do have that nice green slime coming from his tongue, and even the nice white paint that they added on the teeth. And I really do like the way how this came out. Taking a closer look at the eye design, I do think that they nailed it, as it is pretty accurate to the source material. Then taking a look at the rest of the body, I definitely do like the silhouette of how this Venom, he does look very imposing. Taking a closer look here at the chest portion, we do see that the whites do match up relatively pretty good. I know for a lot of other Spider-Man related figures, if they do have the spider design on the front, sometimes the whites do mismatch, but this actually does a pretty decent job of being consistent. Over here to the side though, we do see a slight departure, but it's not too noticeable, especially looking at it from far away. Then over here, just taking a look at the rest of the muscular definition, one other thing that I like about this figure are those butterfly joints. You're going to get a lot of dynamic poses with that. A lot of nice muscular definition for this Venom here. Taking a look at the back of the logo of the figure, we do see that the paint work is also clean back there. So very good detailing there. Taking a look at the back of the figure, this is a very nice muscular defined Venom here, with the exception of maybe the pin legs that might be a bit of a controversial issue for some of you guys, as the rest of the figure is pinless. A lot of people might say that, you know, you could have pinless legs too, which, you know, I can kind of definitely see why you would feel that way. But apart from that, it doesn't take away from the figure. For me personally, I still think it's a pretty cool figure. Here, taking a look at the legs, he does have some nice muscular defined legs too there as well. And I really feel like this body works for Venom. I'm glad that, you know, we definitely have now an official blue Venom. I've always wanted one, especially for a Marvel vs. Capcom display. So this is a great figure to add to your collection. Now jumping over into the articulation, starting off with the head, it is on a hinge, so we do get the ability to look a very good range of motion looking up, and I really do like that, as a previous Venom that we did had the double ball peg, and it didn't really give us the best articulation looking up. We also do get the ability to look down, and, you know, taking a look at that side profile, you do get a nice range of motion. Unfortunately, because it is on a hinge, we don't get the best range of tilt going side to side, but that's perfectly okay for me. Then as far as the arms, he can get them to go all the way up as such. We do get the bicep swivel, and he does have those nice butterfly joints that do grant him the ability to pull his arms this forward back, and they can also come this far forward where you can actually get his hands to touch. So I do really like those nice butterfly joints. It really does allow for some nice dynamic poses. We also do have double jointed elbows, which does go way beyond the 90-degree angle, with hinges on the wrist that go this far back and this far forward. So very good articulation there. Then over here to the diaphragm, we are able to get nice 360 degrees rotation, as well as pivoting on the side that goes about this much, and as well as so. We also do have the ab crunch that does go this far forward, so you are going to get those nice low crunch down poses for your Marvel vs. Capcom move sets and everything like that, and he can go this far back too as well. So very pleased with the articulation there. Don't have any waist cut, unfortunately. Coming down over here to the legs, our Venom can kick up about this high, which is really nice. He does kick this far back. He also does have a thigh cut here. On my version here, though, it is a bit stiff, so just be a little bit mindful of that. He also does have double jointed knees, which do go way beyond the 90-degree angle, as well as the hinges on the feet that go this far down. They do go this far up, as well as the ankle pivot. He doesn't have any boot rotation, but you are going to get that rotation there in a thigh cup. But I am very pleased with the articulation on this guy, man. You are going to get those nice dynamic poses that you want out of this figure. Very pleased to have this Blue Venom. Articulation is a 10 out of 10. Then moving along over into the accessories, starting off with our Venom here. He does have that half head sculpt here where the symbiote is covering half of his face, and I really like the way that this came out. You know, this is definitely a reuse of a previous head sculpt that we've had for our classic Venom, but obviously it is going to be painted blue. And one other small detail that you are probably going to notice is that the eye is going to be slightly different, and that doesn't really bother me, but it is something that I would like to notate. And with this head sculpt here, there definitely is a lot more wrinkle going around, and you know, the way how I see that, it's like, you know, the mask is forming over his face, so there is going to be a lot of movement. So I actually don't mind, you know, the wrinkle work in there, so that is a nice little touch of detail. But I really like the way that this came out, man. You know, you have the hair sculpt in there, man, and it just really does look really good. Additionally, with that, we also do have these hands here, and you know, they're kind of like these open clawed hands, and I think that they came out pretty well. The paint on the hands came out really clean, and I feel like there's enough paint on there. There doesn't seem to be any blue bleeding through. I do wish that we would have had a little bit more accessories with Venom, but for what we have and for what we get, I'm not gonna complain. So, after all is said and done, I am extremely pleased and very satisfied with this Captain America and Blue Venom from this Gamerverse 2-pack based off of Marvel vs. Capcom. Hasbro definitely nailed it and hit this ball out of the park. This was perhaps one of my most anticipated 2-packs apart from the Wolverine and the Silver Samurai, and I'm very pleased that I was able to find this guy. As soon as I seen him, I grabbed him up so quickly. This Captain America is most definitely, arguably, the best Captain America that Hasbro has released. I do understand that we don't have that chain link mail on the armor as most classic Captain Americas do have, but with the reduction of that classic mail armor, we also do get butterfly joints, which really does add to the dynamic posability to your character. You can get some really nice dynamic poses, and those butterfly joints really do make the difference. The other thing I like about this 2-pack is the Venom, as we have been awaiting a blue official Venom for quite some time, and Hasbro did not miss the mark with this delivery. I do like the paintwork on the tongue and the texture that they decided to go ahead and use, and even the green that you see for the slime on the tongue. They really did a good job of really capturing that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 look. Now, it could be argued that we could have went with a full pinless body. Not quite sure why we didn't go in that direction, but apart from that, another thing that I do wish is that we did have quite a bit more accessories with the Blue Venom. I am happy that we did get that additional head sculpt, and I am happy for the extra hands, but I just felt like there were a lot more options that we could have utilized for accessories for Venom. But the fact that we have an additional pair of hands and an additional head, you know, really not gonna complain, because we don't always get that from Hasbro all the time with standard release figures. So the fact that we do have it with this guy, it is phenomenal. If I had to give this overall 2-pack a rating, I would give it a 9.5. This is perhaps one of the best 2-packs that Hasbro has released in quite some time, and I am very pleased to have it. So with that being said, guys, thanks for checking out another episode of Packed In Action Figure Reviews, where we give you that action that's packed in. Now, if you guys like the content that you've watched on my channel so far, please do me a huge favor. Please like and subscribe, as it tremendously helps helps out my channel and the YouTube algorithm, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. You guys have a good one. Stay packed in.